Hi, Virgo Sun and Rising. Welcome to your June 2024 Astro Update. It's Rena here. I want to talk about a transit that's actually happening in late May that is connected to the June energy for you. And that is that, and this is in the future for me because I'm recording this earlier in May, that Jupiter goes into Gemini. Now, why is this important to Virgo? Well, Gemini is a fellow mutable sign. So this means that uh, it falls in an angular house for you, in this case, the 10th house of career. So Jupiter is a planet of luck and expansion. Well, you can imagine that it's amazing to have Jupiter in your 10th house. You can have increased opportunities. Maybe you're going to grow a lot through your career. Your career is going to grow, or there's going to be some kind of luck. Jupiter can represent luck, like you're in the right place at the right time. Something takes off, expands beyond your wildest dreams. Maybe travel is connected to it. Jupiter rules the 9th house of long distance travel. Or it has a connection with spirituality. The 9th house is the God house. But in any case, at the time that Jupiter does go into Gemini on May 25th, the Sun has also recently gone into that sign. So the Sun is in the 10th house, and Venus is also there. So suffice it to say, you start the month with a powerhouse lineup in your 10th house of career. But wait, there's more. On the 3rd of June, Mercury, your ruler, goes into that house because it goes into Gemini. And then 3 days later, the new moon at 16 degrees of Gemini is going to be there. I've been saying this is the 6-6 portal. The number 6 is connected to Venus. So it may have some, in particular, I would say, connection to money. Maybe this is going to be a time when you make more money because Jupiter and Venus are both associated with money. So I don't know how many Virgo people are already sensing this, that this is something that they feel they're having some kind of breakthrough with their career. What if you're retired, or what if you're unemployed and maybe you're a stay-at-home parent and you're not plugged into the career sector? Well, if that's the case, I mean, the 10th house can be about your reputation and your status. It's always possible that through your partner, maybe they are experiencing some great, success in their career. They're making a lot of money, and you are rising in stature through them, or through something else that you're doing that has nothing to do with a specific career. Even if you're retired, the term retired is, to me, a word, because it doesn't, there are people who might leave their profession, but they're still very active. They have passions in life. Maybe they're artists and they're doing it full time, and they don't really need the money, so they can just do it, and whether they make money from it, but who knows? Maybe it's one of those deals where it's something that you're doing, you draw attention to yourself in some way, and that, puts you in the spotlight for some reason. And I'm not saying that this is going to happen in June. I'm saying that this is the beginning. I mean, the Jupiter cycle in Gemini begins May 25th. So because this is going to be in your 10th house, that is, you could say, like a 12-year cycle, because, it'll be like 12 years before it happens again. But anyway, so a lot of attention on that side of life. And on the 9th, Mars goes into Taurus. Taurus is a fellow earth sign to you. And this is going to be in your 9th house that Mars goes into. I really think, based on Jupiter going into the 10th, that it's very possible that there are some Virgo people that are going to be taking a long trip. I'm sorry, not taking a long, it doesn't have to be a long time, but taking a long distance trip. Because the 9th house can be foreign travel, and Mars can be the globetrotter, or the person who's kind of really wanting to, there's a phrase, what is it called? Itching to, I don't know, has itchy feet. No, that's not, that's another connotation. But just somebody who has travel lust, who wants to, maybe you're kind of antsy and you're just looking forward to a particular trip. I have a feeling that if you are taking some kind of trip, and of course this is June, so some people, maybe, there's probably a fair number of Virgos who are teachers. So in June, you might get off from your teaching assignment and you take off on a trip. But I feel like even if you have some kind of a travel group, that you're going to want to walk a lot, because Mars is very physical. Could be training yoga, doing yoga teacher training, or training, just taking a yoga class. Mars is physical, and yoga, Hatha yoga, is physical. On the 17th, Venus and Mercury go into Cancer, which is a friendly angle called a sextile. And that's coming from your 11th house of hopes and wishes and friendships and groups. Venus and Mercury are there on the same day, so both of them are activated together. Mercury can be very communicative when it comes to reaching out to people, very social. Maybe you're getting in touch with friends. So again, using the scenario of the Virgo who's a teacher, maybe you've been so absorbed in your daily classroom that you haven't really had time for a lot of catching up, catching up with friends, and now you have a lot of downtime for the summer period. And Venus here can be financial gains, actually. This is the house of gains. This is the house of, it could be from your career, the 11th house. Venus can be money, so that's a possible, maybe it's a raise or something along those lines, a bonus. On the 20th, you have Cancer coming here. The sun, it's a solstice time. So yeah, I think that you're going to be, in the second half of the month, you're going to be more social. And you may have time off to be able to do these things that you haven't been doing recently. On the 21st, the very next day, we have a full moon at 1 degree of Capricorn. So this will fall in your 5th house of romance and creativity. It's also the house of conceiving children. So for those of you who were not expecting to do so, just keep that in mind. But it can be coming to the realization that you are in love with somebody that you're dating. It could be, for some of you, ending a dating situation. This is not the relationship phase, but it is love itself. So it can bring it to I was going to say bring it to a head, but that's not really what I mean. I mean, it can bring it out like an increase. So that's why I say realizing that you love someone. Sometimes that happens in love where the person is going along and then they realize, oh my gosh, I've fallen in love with this person. That could be something. This is great for creative ideas. Maybe you're finishing a creative project. On the 29th, Saturn goes retrograde at 19 degrees of Pisces. Saturn is in your 7th house of committed partnership, Virgo. And guess what other planet is there? Neptune. That should be really fun when Neptune goes retrograde. I think there will be a time when both Saturn and Neptune are retrograde. But with Saturn retrograding here, when Saturn is direct in the 7th house, there may be a very, and let's say you're in a relationship with someone, this can really test the relationship, the solidity, the strength of the relationship. Saturn will eliminate things that are not worthy of your investment of time. Saturn is father time. So one way or the other, I once read a phrase about this in the 7th house. If the relationship is struggling, Saturn transit could put it to bed, could, put the relationship, the relationship could end. Let's put it that way. If the relationship is basically strong and maybe it's struggling, it'll make it stronger. If you're single and this is coming through your 7th house, Saturn can be that you are really disciplined about wanting to be in a committed partnership, which means that even, I think it affects the 5th house with the dating situation, where you're not going to settle for nonsense, time wasters. When Saturn is retrograding here, your critical eye or your criteria that you're looking at a potential partner with, okay, you have to bring this to the table, you have to do this, that, and the other thing. Now you may be looking at yourself more and saying, okay, what am I doing in this situation? Do I tend to do this, that, or the other thing? So it's kind of like more internalizing it, and you might ease up a little bit on your requirements, I think sometimes, because you're turning the tables on yourself, basically. But in any case, this is just temporary, and it might lead, because you've had Neptune here for years, and that might have been a bit of a shit show for some people if you got to that relationship phase and somebody really pulled the wool over your eyes. Neptune sometimes can be deception. And in the 7th house, it can be somebody misrepresenting themselves, and you think, you're ready to settle down with somebody who's already married, who's pretending that they're single or something crazy like that. So anyway, that's what I have for you, Libra. Libra, what am I talking about? The seventh house is the house of committed partnership. So that's what I was thinking about in terms of Libra, Virgo. This is what I have for you, Virgo. If you would like a private reading, I'm promoting my double readings. It's a package deal because I sell these readings separately. An hour of natal chart analysis, plus an hour of transits for the upcoming year for a special price. It's called my deep dive reading. I have love readings, career readings, you name it. You can find out more information at the link below. Thanks for listening. Bye.